How does innovation and invention differ? Think of it like innovation versus invention. Welcome to my first in a forthcoming series of informative and educational videos, mainly on product innovation. Dr. Nayak likes to emphasize that his videos are suitable for all levels of intellectuals with innovation interests in mind. The idea is to develop your passions for innovation and keep exploring. A lot of knowledge is helpful, but more important than this is applying concepts towards excellence. Video summary. What's this all about? You will get a strong flavor of the basics of innovation and invention as an introduction. This video is organized into the types of innovation. Innovation definition, invention definition. Do they differ? A world stifled of product innovation, brief history of product innovation, and references. I recommend you check out the references at the end for detailed source information. Types of innovation. You need to familiarize yourself with the types of innovation, including your segment. Just like mathematics as a major discipline with several branches such as calculus, the same can be said about innovation regarding better awareness and greater application. However, you need not bite off more than you can chew in application. Why? It's because you will need to discuss with fellow intellectuals outside your segment, as innovation is interdisciplinary. In industry, company bosses have to understand some facts on areas outside their main focus. For example, strategic analysis in process manufacture coupled with the resources and costs. The acronym STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Medicine. There are three identifiable types of innovation called product, process and analysis, headed under STEM. I'll go with the first one. Product innovation focuses on producing a new state of art from initial idea to starting materials and then to proof of concept. The product can be a brand new version of an existing product depending on the validity and strength of intellectual property. The product in question may be as relatively less complex. For example, natural chemical formulation for a liquid body soap. Process innovation means advanced process manufacturing technology in batch scale or pilot scale production. Normally, process innovation is looked into after initial developmental product or formulation stage in small units. Analysis innovation is implementing or testing state-of-art methods in examining the material consistency, dimensions, functionality, and specialized properties. Example, rheology. Rheology is about the flow properties of matter, or compound formula in the case of formulation. Analysis is important in both quality control and assurance requirements. Management science innovation is basically the application of applied scientific concepts in the study of industry management. It encompasses fields such as operations research, data mining, economic forecasting, and logistics. There are several management science innovation types, and mentioning all of them is beyond the scope of Atul Nayak PhD. A well-reputed discovery that has equal level of importance as product innovation comes from 10 types of innovation, the discipline of breakthrough. This research was performed by Dublin, a Deloitte Development LLC. Full details outlined in the reference section. The customer-facing elements of an enterprise or business system classed as experience is briefly outlined. Let's start with service innovation. Service innovations ensure and enhance the utility, performance, and apparent value of an offering. They make a product easier to try, use, and enjoy. They reveal features and functionality customers might otherwise overlook, and they fix problems and smooth rough patches in a customer's journey. Next, brand innovation. Brand innovations help to ensure that customers and users recognize, remember, and prefer your offerings to those of competitors or substitutes. Great ones distill a promise that attracts buyers and conveys a distinct identity. I like to finally mention customer engagement innovation. So customer engagement innovations are all about understanding the deep-seated aspirations of customers and users, and using those insights to develop meaningful connections between them and your company. Great customer engagement innovations provide broad avenues for exploration and help people find ways to make parts of their lives more memorable, fulfilling, delightful, and even magical. Innovation definition. Earliest derivation of the word innovation is innovation. We try and pronounce that again. Innovation. That appeared in the English language in the mid-15th century from a post-classical Latin noun coming from a verb innovare. That was easier to pronounce. Innovare. Meaning restoration or renewal back then. Dictionary definition. So innovation, firstly, the action of innovating, the introduction of a new thing, alteration of something established. Secondly, result or product of innovating, a thing newly introduced, a change made in something, a new practice. This coming from a shorter Oxford English Dictionary. That's mentioned in the reference section if you want to find further details. Now, after scrutiny, I've come up with my own sophisticated definition. Atul Nayak PhD's definition. Firstly, producing ideas towards planning, developing, and evaluating new product or process that are marketable. Secondly, the optimization of existing products into something valued and purposeful in society. Invention definition. Earliest derivation of the word invention is invención. Invención. Came from Old French, around 1300 AD. Invención. No wonder it evolved. Invención actually appears in English a few decades earlier than innovation. That could be due to a defect in the record of surviving manuscripts. Invention goes further back to Latin, but to a different verb. The Latin invenere is an older verb than innovare, and it meant to come upon, find out, invent, discover, devise, ascertain, acquire, get, earn. This in part is the same in both words, but venire is to come, as in venue. The image seems to be to come into something and discover it. Now for the dictionary definition. Firstly, invention, the act or action of finding or finding out, discovery, the faculty of inventing or devising, the act or action of devising, creating or fabricating something. Fourthly, a manner in which a thing is devised or constructed. All of this coming from the shorter Oxford English Dictionary, as I mentioned before. After scrutiny, spending time examining definitions, I've come up with my own definition. So Atul Nayak PhD's definition of invention, a device, component or process method that is newly developed before commercialization. So the key difference between innovation and invention is that invention is coming up with something novel before marketing and commercialization. You just don't want to give ideas away that could make someone very wealthy. At first, you want to be sure of those ideas, test them before commercializing on it. I will show you the techniques in future videos. A world stifled of product innovation. Hypothetical scenarios of a world stifled of product innovation. So firstly, no sophisticated thinking. Means not being able to think often outside the box. Next, no testing or generating new concepts and ideas. So then what to expect here? So we expect rampant superstitions and myth. The Greek derivation of myth is mythos. Stuck in the past, like in the Dark Ages, using mainly stone tools. Technophobia. We all have some inkling or fear of the unknown in new technology that we haven't fully encountered before, but not having innovative mindset increases the chances of relatively new type of phobia called technophobia. Being versed in methods of innovation, how to go about innovation, knowledge in innovation reduces technophobia. And if you develop your own products, there is no technophobia. Too much admiration of very wealthy personalities. We'll feel that we cannot come up with ideas. Then we keep accepting brain drain type phenomena. What I mean by brain drain phenomena is when we feel that our ideas don't have value. We do have value in ideas when we practice, such as very much in the art of thinking. It will come in future videos in how to generate ideas. Survival of the fittest mindset. Without innovation leading to technology, we will all be living in a dog-eat-dog world. What does it mean by a dog-eat-dog world? It means that we don't care for our fellow family, friends, associates. It'll all be about take, not contributing in societies. This is what I mean by survival of the fittest. It will be very much true if we don't accept, nurture and widely encourage innovation. Brief history of product innovation. Timeline of familiar state-of-art inventions already innovated. Apart from the drug heroin, marketed by Bayer a long time ago, the rest are patented inventions. The toothbrush used to be made of wooden handles and natural bristles, such as horse hair. The bristles used to be very soft in those days. Still we get toothbrushes with soft bristles, also medium-sized bristles and hard bristles. The hard ones tend to scrape and bleed the gums. Next, the ballpoint pen was a brilliant alternative to fountain pens, but the adaptation of rheological-based technology was not understood at that time. So I mentioned the word rheology. It is a discipline in science in its own right because rheology looks into the flow properties of matter. We can then, of course, come up with qualitative-based definitions from rheology, such as viscous. When something is viscous, isn't it, being sticky, to something that is very free-flowing, like water. They used to leak a lot before Biro solved this issue. Heroin was a common over-the-counter drug in the early 20th century, and physicians believed it was less addictive as compared to cocaine. The bra or brassiere was patented in 1914. It was made from a one-ply cloth in a kind of trapezium shape, and the fasteners were simple ties. The meaning here of one ply is that there was just one piece of cloth used. It could have been very translucent. Then having 2-ply, 3-ply would reduce the translucency. and see-through ability. Inventions can be relatively simple, as the humble pizza box holder, patented in 1985. The device is a thermoplastic material placed in the middle to prevent a boxed pizza becoming squashed by the lid. The security purse is another relatively simple invention, patented in 2001, to discreetly hold cards and cash and being easily accessible to the wearer at the same time. Finally, the adaptation of programmed electronic components in a drawing instrument makes a 3D pen. This is a fairly recent innovation, and a patent in 2019 mentions the mechanism. The controlled linear movement and release of a melt material with pliable properties then subsequently rehardens at ambient room temperature, create solid lines in 3D format. This is now a common state of the art for 3D pens.